Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday the 20th of January. Falling trees have cut power to hundreds of properties in Northland as blustery wet weather hangs around the upper North Island. Severe weather watches and warnings cover rain-soaked Northland, Auckland and Coromandel until early Thursday. NZTA is warning gusts up to 85 kilometres an hour could trigger speed restrictions or close lanes on the Auckland Harbour Bridge across the day. Auckland Emergency Management General Manager Adam Maggs says locals should check their emergency provisions.
Make a plan. Think about power outages and where you would go if you had to leave home in a hurry.
Fletcher Building is selling off its construction arm to a French multinational. It's agreed a deal with Vinci Construction worth as much as $335 million. With more, business reporter Michael Sergel.
Vinci will pay $315.6 million for the purchase. On top of that, it will pay up to $18.5 million in additional payments, depending on key contracts still under negotiation. If regulators approve the sale, Fletcher hopes to have it wrapped up this year.
The Education Minister's unfazed by a rise in teaching vacancies, saying those figures need to be viewed differently. About 450 teaching and principal roles remain vacant, up 12% on this time last year. Erica Stanford says most of those jobs aren't full-time.
It does not mean 450 classrooms without teachers. Some of those could be for a part-time teacher. But the important thing to remember is I would have expected this time of the year for there to be a higher vacancy rate.
A superannuation expert suggests the government looks across the ditch for ideas on the retirement age. In his State of the Nation speech in Auckland yesterday, the Prime Minister raised pushing out entitlement. He says as life expectancy rises, a pension age of 65 is too low. Jonathan Erickson told Andrew Dickens Australia introduced compulsory superannuation in 1991 with a 3% employer contribution.
And now they've got trillions in super in Australia, and that's funding all their infrastructure and a lot of their development in tourism and other things which we desperately need.
Europe is split on how to handle Donald Trump's threats to take over Greenland and impose sanctions on countries that stand in the way. Newstalk ZB's Paris correspondent Catherine Field told Mike Hosking leaders can't agree on next steps, with Germany wanting to be combative behind closed doors while being conciliatory in public.
French President Emmanuel Macron says let's use what they're calling the bazooka, which is impose a 190 billion New Zealand dollar worth of tariffs.
Also in Europe, authorities are scrambling to work out how a train jumped its tracks near Cordoba in southern Spain, colliding with another train and killing at least 40. To sport, the All Whites will play 75th ranked Finland and 52nd ranked Chile at Eden Park on March 27 and 30 in the build-up to the Football World Cup. The Buffalo Bills have sacked NFL coach Sean McDermott after 9 years in charge. Bournemouth and Brighton have drawn 1-1 in Premier League football. And Hurricanes and Bay of Plenty rugby wing Whihi Whangananganofo will head to play for Newcastle at the end of the year in the English Premiership. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.